Jackson Podcast.
What's good with y'all, man? I don't ask y'all for much, but on the walk-in, could you hit the like button? And YouTube has implemented something new called the hype button to help you trigger the algorithm and get in the algorithm because it's showing the algorithm that people are interested in the conversation. So if you could, please hit that hype button for me. But I got a conversation that I think is dope for y'all today because I want to address beef. You know, Ja Rule was on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, Carmelo Anthony's platform, and he argues that his feud with 50 Cent was bad for New York hip hop. But I want to take it further than that because I see people on YouTube beefing, people disgruntled with each other as commentators. I just seen Stephen A. Smith and Michelle Beadle beefing, and Curry Champion implemented herself in it. I seen Roland Martin and Charlemagne the God feuding. We even see the president of the United States talking crazy about the liberals every day and the Democrats and Joe Biden and this and that. So I want to give a perception that beef is bad in totality, period. In Tennessee, you know, two of the greatest artists that we ever had, you know, Yo Gotti, Young Dolph. Young Dolph died behind beef. You know, beef is just something that I feel like is unnecessary. You know, some people like to beef because they want to prove that they tougher than the other guy. Some people feel like they got to implement themselves in beef because they don't want nobody to mess with them no more. And I got to show you that I ain't nothing to play with. But me, personally, I remember it was a time when people was, I apologize, y'all. That's that Celsius energy drink got me up here coughing. I remember it was a time where Jay-Z, people was coming at him left and right, pause, coming at him, trying to, you know, take the crown from him. And he used to ignore niggas. And that was something that I championed and celebrated because, you know, it comes a place in your life when you got to ignore niggas. They don't deserve your, you know, they don't deserve your participation in the foolishness. To be honest with you, Kendrick Lamar won the war and the beef with Drake, the lyrical sparring, but I felt like Drake was at the top. He should have ignored that nigga. Just being honest with you. And that was partially part of his downfall. But let's read this article. Let's play a few clips from the podcast and get into the conversation. Let's go. So Ja Rule says that his long-standing feud with 50 Cent has been harmful to New York City's hip-hop scene over the years. He weighed in on the effects of their beef during a recent appearance on the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast. The topic arose while discussing Kendrick Lamar and Drake's viral battle in 2024. Look at Kendrick and Drake. Nothing good is coming out of any of these things. Like me and 50 shit, that was effed up. New York hip hop, it really did because it separated a lot of individuals in New York, he said. He added that he doesn't like to escalate tensions with 50 as a result. That's why I don't sit here and promote the negativity between me and 50, Ja explained. I don't give a about none of that. I wish that black man luck. Man, go ahead and do you. Man, get your money. But do right, do better, because all you do is on other people too. That's all he does, is on black people. As for whether he has any advice for Drake, he added, what I gotta advise Drake? Why I can't advise Kendrick? Drake don't need no advice. Drake is rich. He got a big ass plane. Have you seen his plane? What we talking about Drake for, man? That nigga chilling, man. So hold up now. He said, why he can't have advice for Kendrick? Drake don't need no advice because he got money and a plane? That's interesting. Kendrick is rich also though, dog. All of y'all rich. Like, this is foolishness, this beef. In general, it's just foolish. Let's get into the video and see what these brothers talking about on here, man.
If you somewhat, you know, in your late 30s, early 40s, and you came up in 2003 and you saw the rise of Carmelo Anthony, who was always, you know, tied to LeBron James in the 2003 class and everybody in there.
Yeah.
When you come up with Ja Rule, you tie him to, you know, 50 Cent, and, you know, and all these other things, and the competition he had with him.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's always like, you had to be a 50 guy or a Ja guy. You had to be a Mellow guy or a Braun guy.
But
right?
you don't,
like,
though.
You
don't, though.
I'm saying the way fans,
I know how fans see it,
have
but you really don't. And at the end of the day, you gotta kind of love both, or you got to kind of respect both. You don't got to love both. You got to respect both.
You
You know
gotta
what I'm saying? You got to appreciate both. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Even in rap competitions and battles and beefs and shit like that, you know, I have a very different take on it than everybody does. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be my take. You know what I'm saying? He has a take on it. What's his take is. My take is unpopular opinion to everybody, but I feel like I was the better rapper. I felt like I made the better records. I feel like my records aged better still. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel inside.
Yeah.
I don't know how everybody else feels.
My man,
You know what I'm saying?
shout
But
my man Tax Stone, the viral clip when he came in and he said, "Not really."
Yeah. Tax is Tax. You know, he feels how he feels or whatever, but people can feel that.
Right.
The reality is, it's whatever you want it to be at the end of the day, because it's all entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I'm, you know, I mean, until it's not.
I think most sane people
should like both.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I think most sane people have grown to be like, I like both of these guys. Like they both made music that made my childhood.
You gotta like both.
Yes. Yeah,
because one is an imitation of the other in a lot of ways.
Explain that a little bit.
Well,
is it because 50 started to sing on his hooks too?
I mean, hey, I didn't say it, you did. But we started this whole show with talking about how I kind of ushered in that kind of melodic flow, melodic sound. I didn't start that shit. There's been rappers that did it before me.
Yeah.
You could go into Bone Thugs and Harmony, which they had a very specific sound
For
that
sure.
nobody can do but them. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But you can go all the way back to who I give the credit to is Curtis Blow. Like he's the first artist that ever sang a whole rap record. You know what I'm saying? So he has to get the actual, you know, nod for that. But what I say that I created and what I ushered into hip hop is the duet.
Yeah.
There was no, before I did what I did, you would take a rapper and an R&B singer, and their mashup would be rapper sings 16 bars on the singer's record. That's it. Or R&B singer sings hook on rapper's record.
Okay.
Never was it I'm Real, where it was
that formula.
You're on
A
the
lullaby
hook, I'm
together.
on the hook.
Yeah.
She got a verse, I got a verse. We're intertwining on the verses. It was never that until I created that. And the only
I was about to disagree with him right there, though, but how he broke it down, he's actually right, because I was going to say LL Cool J was, he implemented the duet, but the way he said that he was on the chorus and in the verse and he had the R&B singer intertwined together, he did introduce that to the game. And, you know, this is an interesting conversation also, because initially, when it first came on, they started talking about competition. You got to like one or the other. We do that in a lot of things in our culture. We do that in a lot of things in life, and it doesn't have to be that way. Who taught us that somebody has to be devalued for you to value the other? Who taught us that? Who programmed us that that is right? You can't like Kobe if you like Mike. You can't like Bron if you like Mike. You can't like Jack Nicklaus if you like Tiger Woods. You can't like Jay-Z if you like Nas. That's weird to me. You know, competition in general is weird. It gets to a point to where that testosterone get to flowing. Pause. That testosterone get to going, and people don't, you know, they start acting out of character and everything, you know, when they competing. It is a such thing as healthy competition, but it teeters, it borders the line of foolishness, you know. He said another thing too, though, because I want to touch on a couple of points before I continue to play the clip. Do y'all think he was wrong about Bone? Because he said that Bone, they had a significant style of singing and all of that, but I think like a lot of people don't want to give 3 6 Mafia their praise. That style that Bone created, that they think that Bone created, actually was created in Memphis. a lot of people don't want to give Memphis and Tennessee and 3 6 Mafia their praises because that fast melodic rap was created by Lord Infamous and Coops Danica in Memphis. You know, crunk music was created by 3 6 Mafia in Memphis. Don't nobody ever want to give them their credit for that style, you know, for the styles that they created. And he also said this, and it's interesting too because I don't listen to 50 Cent records no more. I ain't one of those dudes with the wife beater on with the muscles and shit riding around sweating, acting like I want to fight a nigga. You know, that's the type of music that 50 made to me. That's what I heard. It wasn't no fly nigga shit. You know, I'm riding around fresh, chilling, cooling. It wasn't no, I can't really listen to 50. I ain't no tough nigga for no reason ass nigga. So was Ja music better? Yes. Was Ja records better? Yes. Did Ja music age better? I don't know. At the end of the day, I like Ja's music better. It has a better feel to it. It's more creative. Even though 50 had the production from Dr. Dre and the help from Eminem and all of that, I prefer Ja Rule's music. It's just that I ain't riding around listening to Ja Rule neither. that it just really ain't, you know, my style. But these boys are tough. I feel like, you know, Ja Rule deserve more credit than he gets from the culture, to be honest with you, because he's a hell of an artist, a very talented brother. Let's get back into the conversation, though.
The reason why I was able to create that is because I wrote it. Mm-hmm. So I wrote the whole record, so I was able to write myself into these records where you're a young artist, you get the opportunity to write a record or write a record for Jennifer Lopez at the time. It's like, yo, I got to be on this motherfucker. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I got to be on this motherfucker, not just with a verse. You know what I'm saying? I need more. So in writing that record, I put myself in it as much as I could, and that became what people know to be today as the new hip hop R&B mashup.
That's respect, though. Yeah, but that's what got you. That's what put you right there. Yeah, as the middle ground of X and DJ.
Exactly, right. but it also gave me my own lane to take off.
Absolutely, because there wasn't no lane at that point.
And so now here you have this other nigga, right? That comes out and tells the world that style is whack. Singing these chicks and fucking having pop singers on your records, that shit is whack. And niggas said, yeah, you know what? That shit is soft. That shit is whack. He made niggas feel like they was tough too. You know what I'm saying? And so right after he says these things, he comes out and does what? Sings on his records, does a bunch of records with pop artists. Now, I'm not saying that, listen, man, the formula is the formula. It's an amazing sound. It's not a, you know, it's still to this day, you can hear that sound, and it's influential in a lot of artist music, not just hip hop. We can go to country, we listen to Shabuzi, anywhere you want to put it, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't cool for a motherfucker to rap and sing on a record until I did it the way I did it. Even when you take LL Cool J that did I Need Love, it was a one-off. And it was a big record. But I think even L was scared of that record. You take Method Man, he's on record saying it. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That Method Mary record, I didn't really want to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that. I was Method Man, Wu-Tang, nigga. Right. I didn't want to, that wasn't me. When I created Put It On Me, when I created these type of records, now, Put It On Me, I'm gonna say, was the first record that niggas was really like scared of. Like, yo, nigga, this is like, you know what I'm saying? This is a little different.
This is definitely out of your comfort zone.
But it wasn't.
Right.
Because I had
the comfort zone of other rappers.
Right. But I'm after I say this, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna go a little deeper. Right. So, you know, I told everybody, I said, man, this is a dope record. Like, I don't know anything else other than this is a dope sound, a dope vibe, a dope record. And so, of course, we ran with the record. We put it out or whatever. But my second album, when I made my second album, Def Jam didn't like it. They told me go make a new album. Like, Vinny Vedovici was very special because, like any other artist that does their first album, that's your whole life.
Indeed. Mm-hmm.
They say it takes your whole life to make that first album.
It takes your whole life to make that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the things that you've been through, you've seen, you got records on me about your parents. I got records about my pops and shit. My daughter, everything. Your emotions are poured out into that project.
Mm-hmm.
And then you become a professional. You want
to... I want to get back to the article, and I got something to say in closing to what he's talking about outside of beef. Go check out 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm going to finish this article up, and then I'm going to give y'all my perspective in closing. I think what I got to say about this is, I'm going to give y'all my perspective first. As of recently, just last week, I think I did a podcast about no hip hop at all being on the Billboard charts. Ja Rule was around in a time when hip hop was at its peak. It'll never be as high as it was when he was running the game. And a lot of people are questioning me talking about him running the game. But if you want to talk about sales and billboards and numbers, Ja Rule was running the game with Ashanti, with the songs he was doing with J-Lo, and the production he was having in New York and all of that with Fat Joe and Jadakiss. We seen when he did the verses with Fat Joe, he annihilated Fat Joe with those songs. He even had the songs with what's the girl? What I do? Lil Mo and the girl that played on Belly, Vita. So around that time when it was Eminem, Nelly, Ludacris, and Ja Rule in the early 2000s, that was the peak of hip hop being the financial, oligarch, killing shit. That it'll never be as big as that. People will think that the Drake era is the biggest, but it was the biggest for him. It wasn't the biggest for the whole. So what's crazy about this and thinking about beef and how he said that it hindered New York as a whole, it did, because it actually switched the perception of him as a talent and as a creator, and it elevated one man, 50 Cent. 50 Cent went diamond after dissing Ja Rule. You can't go diamond unless you take down, somebody that was as powerful as Ja Rule was. And that's what elevated 50 Cent. Even though having Dr. Dre and Eminem and having the big boy record labels behind them also contributed to it. But that beef with Ja Rule played a part. And after that, it's people on record saying that Jay-Z said, y'all better hurry up and drop, talking to Benny Siegel and State Property, because 50 Cent coming. And, it went to just one individual instead of the collective. And then after that, you had the rise of the South. I feel like the South is imploding on its own right now because of all of these beefs. It was one point in time when the South was unified, and you're at your best when you're unified. Right now, we got so many one-off pocket beefs that it's actually hindering the whole. And you don't want to hinder the whole because you want to leave a legacy for the people to come after you. Real talk. I'm going to finish this article up, and then I'm going to get up off of this thing. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to my show, Real Talk. I'm going to be coming back to back to back because y'all supporting me. Y'all have been checking out the shows. Y'all been hitting the like button and getting me in the algorithm. And folks, we got new people subscribed to the channel, and I'm just very appreciative for y'all, though. But Ja Rule and 50 Cent have been taking shots at one another for many years. The comments on its effects on New York weren't the only time Ja mentioned 50 during the interview. He also claimed to be the better rapper of the two, although he admitted it was an unpopular opinion. He explained, I feel like I was the better rapper. I feel like I made the better records. I feel like my records aged better still. So that's how I feel inside. I don't know how everybody else feels. I would have to agree with Ja Rule, just being honest with y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Thank you. Peace, love, plenty, abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone. Chill.
the Trevor Jackson Podcast.